So it's a busy day here on the show. As you can imagine, we are very, very lucky to have a lot of great guests who come on the show and chat with us. And Corey DeAngelis is no exception to that. He's the man behind the school choice movement, in my opinion, who's made it such a critical part of the conversation. And he joins us now on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Corey, thanks for joining me, man. How are you?
Hey, doing well. Thanks for having me, Rich.
Absolutely. What caught my attention yesterday was, I think you tweeted out, if I'm not mistaken, that the teachers union is now backing the communist in New York, Zoran Mamdani. Well, I mean, it's not really a surprise, but that got my attention.
Yeah, that's right. The United Federation of Teachers is backing the socialist who won the Democrat primary, Mamdani, in New York City. And this is an affiliate of Randy Weingarten's American Federation of Teachers. So this is a far left union, buddy with the socialist candidate. And look, they're trying to put this socialist crap into our schools. They admit it, and now they're just locked arms with the socialist candidate. And I also found out that the candidate, Mamdani, went to a private school himself, yet opposes charter schools and school choice for everybody else. Another case of school choice for me, but not for thee. And that private school is not just any private school. It's in New York City. It's called Bank Street. And the kindergarten tuition, Rich, just the kindergarten is north of $66,000 a year. Talk about champagne socialism.
Wait, for friggin' kindergarten?
For kindergarten.
I mean, how many crayons do you buy with $66,000 a year?
It's insane. And wow. So, I mean, that's just one piece of the story this week. This union that should be the political kiss of death, that you have this union that's just so interconnected with Randy Weingarten, the person who lobbied the CDC to make it more difficult to reopen schools during COVID and hurt kids in a lot of ways. But that endorsement comes with funding, so it might help him. But it should be the political kiss of death, that affiliation with this union that cares about adults and not kids.
Corey, I noticed in looking at the voting results that Andrew Cuomo actually won with blacks and Hispanics, and Mamdani won with white liberals, which is no surprise there, right? I mean, it's the white college-educated liberals that are the ones that are anti-school choice.
That's right.
Right? I mean, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. In my home state of Texas, we just passed universal school choice. It's great. Became the 16th state to do so in 4 years. We're winning so much, I'm almost getting tired of winning, Rich. But we had a poll from the University of Houston, of all places, that found that if you spliced the data based on all different demographic characteristics, you had a majority of support for private school vouchers, even if you used that loaded terminology that the unions came up with, vouchers. It's usually less favorable when you use that word. Still found majority support across party lines, across all different types of demographics. And the lowest level of support, get this, was among white Democrats. And it was still like a 51% support. But black Democrats were one of the highest levels of support, probably because their kids are assigned to the worst failure factories that we call public schools. Yep. In New York City, only 13% of kids, black kids, are proficient in math, according to the nation's report card. And they spend, $40,000 per student in New York City. It's insane. And it's a great advertising for school choice that you have the unions locked arms with the socialist. And why do you think the socialist won anyway, in the Democrat primary at least? It's because you have 90% of kids being churned through this government school system where it teaches you to like big government, and that socialism has never been tried, and that we should really just double down on this failed experiment.
Corey DeAngelis is with me, school choice evangelist. You got to follow him on X at DeAngelis Corey, must follow account. Corey, in New Jersey, we got a governor's race. Jack Ciattarelli, I really believe, can win this race. I really do. Mikey Sherrill's a bad candidate. She tosses out Kamala Harris word salads all the time. I mean, Jack, I think, can do this. Yesterday, the current governor, the clown king, Murphy, announced now more universal pre-K and kindergarten. Now, his parents listen to that, they go, oh, that's great, because now I don't have to pay for it. But this guy wants to indoctrinate your children at the earliest possible age.
That's right.
climate change curriculum, his LGBTQ plus IA, every letter of the alphabet curriculum. They want them at the youngest age possible in a public school, period.
Exactly. And I just shared a clip from the Socialism 2025 conference. And it was a clip of a teachers union member. This just happened a couple weeks ago, the conference, and I shared the clip a day or two ago. And this teachers union member from Wisconsin basically said the quiet part out loud and said, I know all you socialists are happy about, being radicalized in college. We already knew that was happening. But then she took it a step further and she said, imagine if we got those students 4 years earlier, because I'm a high school teacher. Imagine if we indoctrinated those kids starting in high school. I think they're doing it, even before high school. But I shared that clip. It went viral because people get it. We saw through Zoom school during the COVID era, all of this leftist garbage in the public school system. Now they want to add one more year to a broken system and think that that's going to fix everything. Well, it might, in that, what's that quote from Lenin, or at least it was attributed to Lenin? Give us the child for 4 years and they'll forever be a Bolshevik. It's communist brainwashing. And the hypocrisy really gets me with the pre-K thing, Rich. These people who support pre-K and having taxpayers fund that, some of these pre-K programs, and I don't know what the proposal is in New Jersey, allows you to use that funding at privately operated pre-K facilities, even religious ones in some states. But then when it comes to kindergarten, the very next year, we can't have the money follow the child because it'll defund the public schools.
Yeah.
And so they're all about the money following the student for pre-K. But once it threatens the union's monopoly, once you get to kindergarten, no way, they can't do it anymore. And
well, here's my theory on that. It's interesting you brought that up. This is my theory on that. Right now, schools don't have capacity, many of them, for full-day kindergarten or for pre-K. So I think this is a backhanded way to get them to spend more money and build more schools, Corey, by literally doing this and saying, well, we've got this universal pre-K and we're giving you money now to send your kid to, whatever, Goddard or whatever private school. But we need to send them to the public school. So pass this referendum so that we can have full-day kindergarten and we can have full-day pre-K and then suck them back into the public school. That's what I think that their secret plan is all about.
And it doesn't work. We have evidence from Head Start showed that it spent tons of money, and the outcomes, even if there's a small uptick in academic outcomes in kindergarten, it fades away by third grade. And if the latest experiments actually out of Tennessee, they have a statewide voluntary pre-K program in Tennessee, of all places. And the latest experiment from there, I believe the study was published in 2022 in a top academic journal, found that winning a lottery to get the pre-K experiment, compared to the kids who lost the lottery who stayed home, the ones who got pre-K were actually academically and behaviorally worse off through sixth grade. So it's not just that the outcomes faded away, they flipped the other direction. And you can come up with your theories. My theory is that, I don't know, parents have a competitive advantage at taking care of their own kids when they're very young. And maybe they're more likely to be able to discipline them appropriately at a very young age than these government bureaucrats that you're sending them to for so long and being warehoused in these factory model schools. It might be basically a good result for homeschooling. I mean, if you think about it, if you're not doing preschool, if you lost the lottery, you're at home. That's basically homeschooling. And so maybe that's some proof that homeschooling works.
Well, Corey DeAngelis, on that point, 2 points. 1 point, number one, there's now a bill in New Jersey to regulate homeschooling. They tried this crap in PA too, where the kids would have to come for annual wellness visits by the state, and the state would have to approve the curriculum and the same nonsense. Number two is, for a lot of parents who work, they think, oh, universal pre-K sounds great because I need help with childcare. But what I like that President Trump has talked about is finding a way to help stay-at-home moms or dads, whoever's doing it, but mostly it's moms, to help stay-at-home moms because it's a job, and to be able to have the money to be able to do that. so that you can help offset that a little bit so they don't have to send their kids to daycare or to a private school or another school as well. Because there has to be a way for parents who don't want their kids to get into the indoctrination camp at 3 years old, but don't have the means, right?
And look, we're already spending the money. Taxpayers fund government education to the tune of $20,000 a kid per year on average.
Yeah.
Some places are, Pennsylvania's higher and New Jersey's higher than that average. We might as well strike a deal. And I think Trump's offer was basically, how about we give them half? Let's take $10,000. Let's get a tax credit if you homeschool your child. That's far less than what we're spending in the government failure factories. It should save taxpayer money in a sense if you're not spending it in the public school system. And the parents would benefit because now they're getting to keep more of their tax funding. One big benefit that passed out of the big, beautiful bill was a school choice provision, actually. It's a federal tax credit. And I don't think it's $10,000. It's a little less than that. But the original version that passed out of the House, states did not have to opt in. You didn't have to go through the governor to get this benefit. The Senate parliamentarian who was appointed by a Democrat tried to kill the provision. It ultimately made its way back. Thankfully, we got our foot in the door. But governors can opt out. So if you have a bad governor, that's a problem. But if New Jersey gets a Republican, he supports school choice. You want to have to go through the legislature.
Yeah, but
the governor would be able to do.
What does Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro do?
We'll see, because he pretended he supported school choice when he ran for governor.
Changed now he wants to run for president. Platform. Now he wants the big job, though, Corey. So, what do you do?
Well, if he's smart, Republicans, Democrats, and independents support school choice. He should listen to his constituents as opposed to the special interest PSEA that controls him. He ultimately vetoed his own school choice campaign promise a couple years ago. I mean, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him. I think that it would be used against him on the campaign trail. You think about it. In the most recent presidential election, Trump won the education vote, according to Atlas Intel. He was beating Kamala Harris on education as a Republican. And Kamala Harris didn't say much of a word about education because she was on the wrong side of history on the issue. So union muscle can only get you so far. Maybe Josh will flip-flop back towards the side of parents, and maybe it's because he's putting his thumb in the wind and not because he actually believes in it. Well, he does believe it. He believes it for himself and his family. He sent all his kids to private school, and he went to private school himself. But he recently pulled the ladder up from behind himself, and
it's just like what Booker did too. It's the same thing, right?
Exactly.
At one point, it was a school choice evangelist. We had a big win in the courts, so parents can opt out of the LGBTQ plus IA, every letter of the alphabet indoctrination. That was a big win at the Supreme Court. I'm very happy about that. But there's a lot of things parents are really upset about what their kids have to learn in the public school curriculum. That's an aspect of it. The crazy gender stuff is one piece of it. But Corey, too, the climate change stuff, man. I mean, it's like I see this with kids all the time, learning about how, I mean, they're literally telling them that fossil fuel company, like big oil, like they're murderers. Like they're teaching kids this stuff.
Yeah, we won the Mahmoud v. Taylor case of the Supreme Court because out of Maryland, they stopped allowing parents to opt out because of their just ridiculous ideology they want to force down into the classroom on young, impressionable minds. And now I just leaked the NEA.
And you filed an amicus brief on that, right? You guys did?
No, I didn't. I think Liberty Justice Center might have. Okay. But I'm certainly in favor of the outcome, and it's great that parents can opt out. But yeah, you're right. It should be for whatever reason. It shouldn't just be based on religious liberty. I wish they would have ruled based on your First Amendment rights, because we have compulsory education laws. This is essentially compelled government speech in the public school system. You have to recite what the teacher tells you to get a good grade. You have to pay for it through taxes. Mm-hmm. The only solution, in my view, is school choice. Let people vote with their feet to places that align with their values. And at the very minimum, let us opt out of courses that conflict with our beliefs and our value system, regardless of whether that has to do with religion or not. I think the Mahmoud is a step in the right direction, but we're not done yet. And I just released the leaked resolutions from the NEA, the National Education Association's annual meeting that they had last week. I put it all over X. I had a member that was not happy about them, shared it with me, and I blasted it to the public. And one of the resolutions dedicated that they passed $200,000 to basically train teachers to get around this Supreme Court decision. They're dedicating a ton of money towards it. They're trying to move the goalposts and do what they want anyway. So parents need to remain vigilant. Yeah, we won in the courts, but you have to talk to your kids, make sure that this stuff isn't happening in schools, because you can't trust the government school system with your children. You just can't. And so you either have to pull them out, homeschool them, or have very serious conversations with them on a daily basis to make sure this stuff isn't happening, because the teachers unions aren't going down without a fight, but neither are we. They're our kids, so we're going to win.
Corey DeAngelis, keep up the great work, my man. You're doing great. I mean, honestly, your voice is so critical out there. And of course, must-read book, The Parent Revolution. Get your copy today. It was endorsed by President Donald Trump. So big congratulations on that, Corey. The Parent Revolution. And follow Corey on X at DeAngelis. Corey, thanks, my friend. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much, Rich. Good talking to you.